Just to be clear about my transportation hierarchy, my number one favorite way to get around is the way my friend Melanie Winter and I do in our neighborhood, which is to walk.
Perhaps the best-known prophet in Los Angeles of the green, environmentally sustainable lifestyle is actor Ed Begley Jr.
I moved back to try to fix LA. Rather arrogant of me, I thought, got involved. I sought out the notion of sustainability. Sometimes that word bothers me. I'm not sure I want to have a sustainable marriage. I want something that's more exciting than that.
Son of the Academy Award-winning character actor Ed Begley Sr., Ed inherited more than acting skills.
That's something I got from my father. He was a conservative Republican, and though I am not, he was a great man. He was a conservative who liked to conserve. The biggest gift he gave me in that general realm was that he said, Eddie, don't ever tell people what you're going to do. Tell them what you've done. You want to get yourself an electric car? Well, go find one and get one. You want to put solar panels on your roof? Go get some solar panels. Don't put them up. I'm going to do that one day. Go do it. I bought my first electric car in 1970. I started recycling in 1970. I started buying all biodegradable soaps and detergents. And, I got involved. I sought out the notion of sustainability back then, and it's worked pretty good the past 35 years.
In the past, Ed's views branded him as an eccentric, and he was sometimes ridiculed.
I gave people the creeps, because they just weren't sure about all this. They said it's costing you. People think you're a wingnut, and people think you're a moonbeam, and, electric cars. People don't want to hear about that. That's all stopped now. I go on a set now, and people are better at recycling than I am sometimes. They have all sorts of bins set up, and they're way ahead of me. They don't need any help from me.
Ed practices what he preaches.
Renewable energy is powering these lights right here. It's running this house. It's charging my electric car. I know it's possible. That's the great thing about solar. You can't make gasoline on the roof of your house, but you can make electrons.
Ed is proud to show off his modest home so that others might learn from his example.
My fence out there, it's all recycled plastic. Well, I never have to paint a fence again the rest of my life, and no termites will ever eat it. All this stuff was good for the environment, but it was also good for my pocketbook. It had either a 6-month payback, or the longest payback would be like 8 years for a lot of these things I'm talking about. So that's a pretty good deal when you're in it for the long run, which I am, aren't you? We should have an artichoke for dinner, so let's take an artichoke here.
A vegetarian, Ed has turned his backyard into a water-efficient source of food.
What I tried to do is to fill every square foot with as much edible foliage as I could, and then the rest is all drought tolerant, so it doesn't really need any maintenance or water to speak of. Let's put all this in the compost.
Nothing goes to waste in the Begley residence. All life is revered.
This is when you know you're doing a good job, Hayden. Look at this. What do we got here?
Wormies.
Little wormies.
Daddy, could
That dirt is, don't hurt them. They're doing a good job for us.
All these things I did are very cost effective. Taking public transportation, riding my bike to and from work, to and from errands, putting a backpack on and getting that half dozen bananas or a loaf of bread. It was good exercise. I realized then, hey, I didn't have to pay for a gym. The world was my gym. All this stuff that I did was so good for the environment, but it was also so good for my pocketbook. It's not like I have a vast amount of money now. I'm not a millionaire. I never have been a millionaire, but I don't need a lot of money.
It's an artichoke. It may have choked Artie, but it ain't gonna choke Eddie.
That's so funny, Dad.
Ed is quick to poke fun at himself to promote the cause of sustainable living.
And I'll only say, yes, I did come on my bicycle. Thank you for mentioning that. That's where I came with my goofy shorts and my even goofier legs.
Today, the voice crying in the wilderness is no longer ridiculed, but recognized as an important leader in the environmental movement.
The environment is not just in Yosemite or Yellowstone. It's up here at Coldwater and Mulholland. It's at Compton Slauson Park there, the beautiful Augustus B. Hawkins Park. It's in all the cities that you come from. It's in urban settings. That's part of the environment too. And if we can save Los Angeles, Yosemite is going to be just fine.
In his simple, quiet plan to live out his beliefs, Ed Begley Jr. is more than a successful character actor. He is also a man of character.
I think we really can make a difference. We just have to set about this long journey and put one foot in front of the other. You don't do it overnight. You don't run up Mount Everest. You put one foot in front of the other and you make the climb. If we continue on that path, I think we'll have a bright future. That's the line to cut out on.